start off by saying congratulations on this release with Rue Morgue, and I was wondering if you could start off by telling us a little bit about how this relationship between the band and Rue Morgue has come about.
Well, I think it started, when I may have presented, I presented John at Rue Morgue with one of our songs, or a couple of our songs actually, from the EP, and he originally chose the different song, Cage Rave, to go on his showcase compilation for Rue Morgue Records, and then he chose another one. He liked that other one even better, so that was good. And then it was really great to be on that the second compilation from Rue Morgue.
Awesome.
And that's Dive and Ruin's first appearance on vinyl. So that was very exciting.
So tell us sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and then I thought, well, hey, he'd already liked 2 songs, so maybe I'll show him the other 3 of the EP. And yeah, he was really happy to go ahead and to release that as a vinyl. So that's hugely exciting for us guys.
So what initiated that original response for you to approach Rue Morgue? Was there something about getting your music on vinyl, or what was it about why you sent that original track to John in the first place?
Well, I think I've known John because of his photographic prowess. Like, he's probably Australia's best music photographer, and I've seen his stuff in magazines and on websites for years and years, and so I was sort of following him anyhow through his photographic business.
Awesome. So you mentioned before that you guys are really proud that this is coming out on vinyl. Are you guys all big vinyl lovers? And if so, what's some of the classic vinyl that you've been able to collect over the years?
Well, I've got vinyl handed down from my older brother, who's like 10 years older than me. And that's a lot of great 70s stuff like Led Zeppelin and, Black Sabbath, Queen, all sorts of Pink Floyd, and those kind of bands I was really into as a kid growing up, and even though it was kind of unfashionable. And then, but then it kind of really became fashionable with, the 90s thing. It kind of, the 90s grunge movement was a real going back to using valve amps and having real guitar sounds and real drum sounds. And it's just so much more real and a soulful connection. So that's, and that's something I guess we all very much have our taste in music based upon the kind of things that we liked in music when we were young.
Yep.
And it stays with us.
Definitely.
I think it's what we try to do with, I think with this band, honestly, with Dive and Ruin, it really is just 4 guys jamming and, playing riffs, and sometimes, doing experiments that sort of work, and generally some of those happy accidents are things which catch our ear, and we love those things. So we're a little bit alternative, but we want that sort of punk rock, hard rock speed, energy and edge to the music.
Yep.
I think that sort of comes from our upbringing with some of the wild stuff that we heard in the 70s records and the 90s records.
Yep.
Not so much the 80s.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much in the 80s, I don't think.
Can you tell us what makes vinyl so special? What is it about vinyl that you feel has seen this resurgence? Like, I've got a niece who's in her teenage years and she's collecting more vinyl now than she is digital music. What is it about vinyl, do you think, that's brought about this resurgence of vinyl?
I'm not exactly sure. I certainly love large format. I love the look of it, that's for sure. I think that's underestimated when you talk about music marketing. It's I wonder if CDs would still be around if they could get a bigger cover, because it just looked better at that size.
Yep.
But that's from my point of view, being I'm a graphic designer as think also there's a lot of pleasure in putting on a vinyl, and fidelity is really nice to listen to. There's a certain analog, organic aspect that is beautiful to listen to. It really connects with the ear. So there's that as well.
Definitely.
Make sure that it don't have dust on it, and you don't want to have that crackle.
Yep. And you mentioned also about the look. You guys have come up with an absolute amazing design for this vinyl release. The orange looks absolutely sensational. Tell us a little bit about that journey with the design as well, and why you guys picked the amazing orange.
Firstly, it started with having to design the cover for the EP. So we had previously released each song on a seasonal basis starting in 2020 with the 5 tracks, and we thought things are different 2020, obviously, with what was going on. We can't do a launch gig. We can't do gigs full stop. So we figured, okay, well, let's just launch each song on a seasonal basis and just take it easy, because hopefully by the end of 2020, COVID would go away and we could get back to doing gigs, and then we'll launch. But of course that didn't happen. So we figured we'd put some effort into a cover for each song. And then when it came to, so there was 5 different covers for each song. And then I thought, well, okay, if we can release this as an EP, to come up with some sort of design that ties it in. Our singers, a lot of lyrics, probably the theme there is, and this is seriously him. This is him to a T. The lyrics, it's totally expressing what Matt's about. He's always been a real banter and whinger about modern life and about working for the man and having to obey the rules. It's very much punk rock lyrics when you from that point of view. And so I figured, okay, we need a cover that sort of says, destroy the city, destroy the oppressor, Rage Against the Machine style thing. So, and I was literally looking around my office or, my desk and area, and I just have this little toy robot on my shelf that's been there since I was a kid, covered in dust usually. It's actually my little son accidentally broke one of its arms off, so I had to Photoshop, the arm on, do a little bit of copying, pasting there, with the one arm to reproduce the other arm. And, so I made that robot the kind of the feature of the cover art.
Awesome. Well, like I said, it looks absolutely amazing. And you mentioned the theme of the tracks there as well. Tell us a little bit about the recording process for these tracks. Are these tracks that were all recorded over the same time, or were they recorded over a number of years?
No, all at the same time. In fact, there's a few more tracks that we recorded. We recorded at Hot House in St Kilda, and they would have been recorded in over 2019. So we kind of we did it all fairly quickly. There was a few more overdubs and stuff with the guitars that we did at home. Our singer's pretty clever with all that sort of thing. So and then mixed it at Hot House, and they're fantastic down there. So that was a great process and a fun process to pull it together, and hopefully we can get in and do another 5 as well at some stage.
That would be amazing. And I know the last 18 months has been an absolute nightmare for everybody in the arts industry, but what have you guys got planned for the rest of this year? If everything opens back up, are you guys hoping to do a launch for this EP?
For sure. We'd like to do a launch and maybe a little tour. I mean, we've always wanted to get out there and play this stuff. Like, we've only ever played, I think we played all these songs, but probably only a handful of times. We kind of got these songs together, played some gigs, and then, got into the studio with the idea that 2020 would be playing a bunch of shows and tour up the East Coast at least, with the album in our back pockets. But, it's hard to do. And our singer is actually in Tokyo at the moment, and he's kind of stuck there in Tokyo. So, and he doesn't, obviously there's no point coming back because there's no gigs to be had. So that's a little bit of a frustrating thing at the moment. But look, if this vaccination works and we can get back to normality, then we'll get it all done and get on the road and promote the album, and then play the new songs as well.
Awesome, mate. Well, we cannot wait to hear those new songs. But for now, to finish off the interview, what would you like to say to people out there? Why should they go out and grab a copy of this brilliant EP through Rue Morgue?
Well, I think we're very proud of it. I think it hits the nail on the head for what Dive and Drill is all about. We've been through, we've kind of recorded a bunch of different things, and I think we kind of genre hopped a fair bit. But I feel like with this one record, it's quintessential Dive and Drill. So if you like your rock, fast, heavy, but old school in a way, then check the album out.
Definitely. Well, Craig,